KBAX 5's Phil Matier and I asked former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown about the most recent Democratic poll in Iowa.
The latest Iowa poll. Let's take a look at that. Joe Biden leads the pack, continues at 28%. Warren, 19%. Harris in third at 11%. Sanders has dropped to 9%. And Buttigieg, 8%. What does that tell you?
First time any poll since Sanders has been a candidate, both in 16 and now, he's never been single digits. It's amazing. And believe me, if he read the tea leaves, he would hand his 9 off to Elizabeth, and suddenly Biden would have a real opponent.
Well, you know, historically, if you don't finish in the top 3 in either Iowa or New Hampshire, you're generally not going to get the nomination. That's what, sort of historically the stats have shown us. So he really needs to fight harder to get up there in either Iowa or New Hampshire. Okay,
but this is a temperature on Joe Biden. Uncle Joe, I thought he was supposed to be fading by now, Mayor Brown.
Not at all, Phil. Uncle Joe is there to stay. Uncle Joe is operating in the space among Democrats the way Trump had a space among Republicans. He is set. There's nobody taking anything away from him. He'll go 1, 2 here, 2 or 3 there, but he is not going anywhere. He is going to be 1 or 2 on everything, and preferably 1.
But Melissa, what about Kamala Harris, this drop with her? I mean...
That's right. We've seen her go from double digits down into single digits in some polls. Not this poll, but other polls have shown her taking a dip after that last debate. And I think it was David Axelrod who said, we know she can ask questions. We don't know if she can answer them. And she was really forced to answer them in that second debate. It was a problem.
But let me tell you, don't worry about Kamala Harris. She is going to do all right. As a matter of fact, she's on a bus rolling through Iowa as we speak. And that big sign that says, "Fearless, Kamala Harris for the people." And believe me, one after another of all these national news organizations want to interview her, not any of the other people.
Yeah, but just the fact that she's rolling that bus through Iowa says something, because originally, if you might remember, and we've talked with her consultants, they were going to skip over Iowa. It was no big deal. They were going to roll with Carolina.
And that was a mistake. They never should have said that.
So she's at make it or break it time.
She should have been there. Well, there's no cotton in Iowa, but she should have been picking something.
And gun reform will likely be a big topic at the next Democratic debate in September. Now, some candidates have polled well enough to qualify, others have not. KPAX 5's Phil Matier and I asked former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown about the candidates getting the ticket to the next round.
Well, it's not you don't got a space on the ticket. What they're trying to do among Democrats is reduce the size of people in the primary so that we can concentrate on the general. Unfortunately, so far it's backfired. All these Democrats have been running only for the primary victory, ignoring the fall. And believe me, that's not what we ought to be doing.
Well, I don't think there's any way to complain about the amount of control the party is exerting here. If anything, I think people wish they would exert more control and thin the herd even better and quicker, so that people
them the right to thin the herd?
They're the party, and they're fighting for their spot on the ballot.
When you are thinking about running, you want to be a candidate, you're trying your best to get the blessings of people who have some equity already with the voters.
Fix. That's an inside fix.
No, it isn't, Phil. You really do have to either be unusual in terms of celebrity status. You have to be a Newsom to start out as he was in the primary in California, and he won it.
But these polls aren't polls of insiders. These are polls of either registered Democratic voters or people who plan to vote in the Democratic primary. So it's not being dictated by
these
insiders.
Elections shouldn't be driven by polls or fixed by insiders, and that's what they're doing.
But you only said that when you were not the beneficiary of the fix.
Now, so far, 9 candidates have qualified for that September debate. The most recent is entrepreneur Andrew Yang.